Some people think power is all about action, movement, pushing forward. But Law 35 teaches us something counterintuitive. Sometimes the most powerful move is to wait.
Exactly. Timing isn't just about speed, it's about precision. Knowing when to strike, when to pause, when to do nothing. That's what separates amateurs from true strategists.
Robert Greene puts it perfectly. Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control. And that's the core of this law. When you master time, you master perception. You make people move on your clock.
And that takes discipline, because most people rush out of fear, pressure, ego. They force outcomes instead of aligning with the moment, and they pay for it.
This law is about emotional detachment, the ability to observe rather than react. It's less about doing and more about knowing when the doing is right.
And let's be honest, waiting is hard, especially when things feel urgent. But reacting too soon can cost you leverage, opportunity, even relationships.
You see this in everything from politics to personal life. The person who waits while others panic usually ends up on top. Not because they're passive, but because they move with strategy.
Think of a chess game. Timing isn't about making moves fast, it's about making them at the right moment, when the board is ready, when the opening appears.
And sometimes that means playing the long game, letting others expose themselves, burn out, make mistakes while you stay still, watching, conserving energy.
Which is why the art of timing is so rare, because it requires patience in the face of pressure, and most people confuse motion with progress.
But when you act too soon or too late, you lose the power to influence the outcome. But when you move at the right time, just once, it can shift everything.
There's something powerful about being the one who doesn't flinch, who doesn't rush to respond, who knows that silence can be just as strategic as speech.
Exactly. Silence creates space. It creates discomfort, and in that discomfort, people reveal things. They over-explain. They negotiate against themselves. They expose insecurity.
And that's where timing becomes more than a tactic. It becomes psychological control. When you're not in a hurry, you unsettle those who are.
It's like emotional Aikido. You let their energy come to you. You absorb it, redirect it, and then, at the right moment, you respond. Not from emotion, but from advantage.
Robert Greene shows how power often belongs to those who appear least reactive, because reactivity reveals dependence. It shows that you need the outcome, that you're chasing something.
And when people sense that you need something, you lose power. But when you appear to have time, when you act like you can wait forever, suddenly they feel pressure.
That's why patience isn't weakness, it's positioning. It's the confidence to say, I don't need to force this, I can wait. The right moment will come.
And most of the time, it does. Because people who rush tend to collapse under their own speed. They miss details, they reveal desperation, and they hand you the leverage.
But waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. It means observing, gathering data, staying present without being impulsive. It's an active stillness.
And when the moment does come, you don't hesitate. That's the other side of timing. When it's right, you strike without delay. No overthinking, no doubt.
Because hesitation at the wrong moment is just as costly as acting too soon. Mastering timing means trusting both your restraint and your readiness.
And that only comes with practice, with emotional maturity, with learning when to speak and when to let silence say everything.
It's wild how many mistakes come from one simple thing, the fear of waiting. We convince ourselves that if we don't act now, we'll miss everything.
That's the illusion of urgency, the voice in your head that says, move now or lose it. And most of the time, that's not strategy, it's panic.
Exactly. And panic makes people sloppy. They overcommit. They say yes too fast. They send that angry message. They sign the deal that benefits the other side.
Greene's insight here is timeless. People who can't control their impulses can't control outcomes. Because every time you react too fast, you give someone else control of the rhythm.
It's like dancing to someone else's beat and calling it leadership. But real power means setting the tempo, knowing when to hold, when to press, when to walk away.
And in relationships, this is huge. People rush into commitments, confessions, confrontations, not because the time is right, but because they can't stand the tension of not knowing.
But tension is where leverage lives. The space between stimulus and response, that's where the strongest moves are made.
And if you can hold that space, you're already ahead of 90% of people who can't sit still without certainty.
This law also forces us to trust life more. Timing isn't just about logic, it's about rhythm. There's a flow to opportunity, and when you move too soon, you disturb it.
There's a kind of humility in this law, a willingness to admit, I don't control everything, but I do control when and how I respond.
And that's why mastering timing feels so powerful, because it proves you're not driven by fear, you're driven by vision, and vision knows when to wait.
Most people think force is strength, but in truth, restraint is. It takes more strength to hold your fire than to pull the trigger too early.
And once you learn that, you realize power doesn't always move fast. Sometimes it moves last and still wins. One of the things people underestimate is how much social power is rooted in timing. It's not just what you say, it's when you say it. That changes everything.
Absolutely. A well-timed sentence can open a door that stayed shut for years. Say the same thing too early or too late and it falls flat. Timing is what gives words their weight.
And it's not just about speaking, it's also about presence. When you show up, when you leave, when you pause. Every one of those moments sends a signal.
People who master timing in social settings often seem magnetic. They don't rush to feel silence, they don't interrupt, they don't chase, and because of that, others lean in.
They create contrast. When everyone else is racing to be heard, the one who waits to speak or chooses to stay silent stands out. It builds curiosity, tension, authority.
And they don't just withhold attention, they give it strategically. They know that one well-placed compliment, one pause before answering, one delayed reaction can reshape the energy of a room.
That's the art behind this law. Timing isn't just self-control, it's emotional intelligence. It's knowing how long to wait before your move becomes irresistible.
You see this in power dynamics all the time. The person who seems the most relaxed, who's not begging, not pushing, is often the one with the upper hand.
Because urgency is loud, but real influence, it's quiet. It moves like water, patient, steady, adaptable, and then one day it's shaped the entire landscape.
So the lesson here is simple. Don't be afraid of silence. Don't rush to fix the tension. Sometimes that tension is your advantage, if you know how to hold it.
And the beautiful part? You don't need to control everything. You just need to control your timing. Let the noise pass, let the dust settle, and then move.
Because when the timing is right, even a small gesture can create massive shifts. And when it's wrong, even a brilliant idea gets ignored.
Let's talk about careers for a second. So many people sabotage long-term success because they can't sit still. They want results now, recognition now, movement now.
And they burn out. Or worse, they make moves that are premature. They jump at the first opportunity without asking, is this the right moment? Or just a loud one?
Because not every opportunity is ripe. Some things look shiny, but if you grab too early, you pull fruit that hasn't matured, and then you wonder why it left a bitter taste.
That's one of Greene's deeper messages in this law. You don't need to create every opportunity. Sometimes the most powerful move is to wait for the one that aligns.
And waiting doesn't mean being passive. It means being strategic. It means saying no to what's not quite right, so you're available when the real moment comes.
In leadership, that's everything. People who move too fast tend to look reactive, but those who wait, who measure, observe, and time their decisions, they project calm control.
And their influence grows because of it. Not because they speak the most, because they know when to speak. Not because they do everything, but because they move when it matters.
Even reputations are built on timing. You show up consistently, but you also know when to disappear, when to reappear, when to make the move no one expected, but everyone feels.
And that's the kind of power you can't fake, because it's not about pace, it's about rhythm, and rhythm is felt, not forced.
Think about some of the most legendary moves in history. Many of them didn't look powerful in the moment. They looked quiet, subtle, but they happened exactly when the world was ready.
And that's the art. You can have the right message, the right vision, the right product, but if your timing is off, you'll miss the impact or burn the bridge.
So sometimes the best thing you can do is pause. Let others rush. Let others overextend. You watch. You wait. You prepare.
And when the time comes, you move once with precision, and everyone feels it.
So, let's pull it all together. Mastering the art of timing isn't about being passive, it's about being intentional, about knowing that every move carries weight when it lands at the right moment.
And resisting that urge to rush, that's where real power lives. Because in a world addicted to urgency, the calm strategist stands out without saying a word.
Timing is presence, it's control, it's confidence, and maybe most importantly, it's trust in yourself, in the process, in the value of stillness.
The people who win long-term are rarely the ones who move fastest. They're the ones who move wisely, with awareness, with rhythm, with a kind of quiet certainty that's rare to find.
And that's what this law trains in us, the ability to not just act, but to wait, to observe, to sense when the wave is coming, and only then begin to paddle.
Because if you paddle too early, you waste energy. Too late, you miss it. But if your timing is right, you glide. Effortless, inevitable.
So wherever you are, career, relationships, creative work, ask yourself, am I forcing this or am I aligning with the moment?
And if the answer is, I don't know, then maybe the most powerful thing you can do is pause. Let the moment clarify itself.
Next week, we shift to a very different energy. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge.
That one is sharp, psychological, and honestly, necessary. Because sometimes power isn't about winning, it's about walking away.
But for now, leave with this. In a world that's always running, the one who knows when to move doesn't need to run at all.
Because when your timing is right, the world meets you at the intersection.